When we talk about the greatest endings in television history, Downton Abbey instantly earns a spot on that list. Its grand finale movie felt like closing the doors to a beloved home, one filled with memories, heartbreaks, and laughter that spanned generations. It was supposed to be the end of an era, but in today's world, does anything ever truly end? Every time a story closes, there's always a whisper of another chapter waiting to begin. And that's exactly why Downton Abbey might not be finished just yet, because, if you look closely, beyond the farewell scenes and the tearful goodbyes, there's something quietly lingering between the lines. A door that was never really shut. For me, Downton Abbey isn't just another show. It's personal. I still remember watching it back in school, drawn in because I wanted to see Maggie Smith outside of Harry Potter. But what began as curiosity turned into tradition. My mom and I would sit together week after week, completely absorbed in the world of the Crawleys. When the show ended, we felt that loss together. And when it returned in 2019, it was like reuniting with old friends we hadn't seen in years. That's the beauty of Downton Abbey. It's not just television, it's a piece of time, stitched into the lives of those who loved it. So when its grand finale finally arrived, it didn't just feel like the end of a story. It felt like the end of something we'd grown up alongside. But here's what's wild. Downton Abbey has already ended twice. Once with the series finale, and again with the movie. Both gave us closure. Both offered peace for the characters we adored. Yet somehow, the film's ending feels bigger, like it wasn't just tying up loose ends, but reflecting on everything that made the show unforgettable. It's as if Julian Fellowes and Simon Curtis wanted us to feel complete, but not quite ready to move on. Take Lady Mary, for instance. By the end of the grand finale, she's standing alone in the Great Hall, the new matriarch of the estate, as the rest of her family sets off toward their own futures. At first, that image could feel lonely, but then something magical happens. The film brings back the ones we've lost: Matthew, Sybil, and of course Violet, the Dowager Countess. They reappear, laughing, dancing, alive in memory, blending the past and present in a moment so touching that it feels timeless. That single scene says everything. Yes, time moves forward, but love and memory never leave us. I went into that finale expecting to cry, but I didn't, not until Matthew appeared. Seeing him again was like being transported back in time. When Sybil turned her head for one last smile, it was over. That's when I realized that this show wasn't just about the Crawleys. It was about everyone who watched them grow. But then comes the question every fan asks quietly. If the finale honored the past while hinting at Mary's new beginning, did it really end? Or did it just pause? Because the story still feels alive, ready for a new dawn. Mary Crawley, divorced and now the head of the estate, facing a rapidly changing world. That's a whole new storyline waiting to unfold. And the movie even plants the seeds. Mary's separation from Henry threatens her reputation in an era where divorce was nearly scandalous. When she's turned away from a royal party, it's a clear reminder of how unforgiving society could be. Meanwhile, Harold Levinson returns with devastating news. He's lost a huge portion of the family fortune, pushing the Crawleys back into financial danger. Immediately, conflict brews. Mary is forced to prove herself, not only as a woman of independence, but as the protector of Downton's legacy. Then there's Gus, Harold's so-called friend who turns out to be a con artist. Mary's brief romance with him turns bittersweet when the truth comes out. But what makes that scene powerful isn't the betrayal. It's Edith. For once, she's not competing with her sister. She's protecting her. That's a small but monumental shift. Edith and Mary standing together, not as rivals, but as equals. For longtime fans, that unity feels like a quiet promise. If Downton ever returns, their bond will be the heart of it. Elsewhere, the movie shows the world changing. Daisy, once a humble kitchen maid, rises to become the head cook, a symbol of hard work rewarded. Isabel defends her role on the town fair board, passing the torch to a new generation. These may seem like minor moments, but they're not. They're hints, subtle signals that the story isn't about endings anymore. It's about evolution. When Robert finally steps aside, allowing Mary to take full control, the symbolism is unmistakable. The old world gives way to the new. Mary stays at the estate with her children, her parents move nearby, and she becomes godmother to Anna's child, linking her to the staff in a way that feels deeply human. By the time the final dance begins, Matthew smiling, Sybil glowing, Violet radiant, it's not just a farewell. It's a passing of light from one generation to the next. The film ends like a whisper saying, "You're free to move on, but the story will always live here." And that whisper might just be the sound of Season 7 calling, because let's be honest, it doesn't feel like the story's done. It feels like it's waiting for its next breath. Imagine Downton Abbey stepping into the modern world, Mary facing the challenges of being a divorced woman in high society, trying to balance motherhood, money, and respect in an age that's evolving faster than tradition can keep up. That alone could fill an entire season. And the best part? The creators haven't closed the book completely. Producer Gareth Neame once said he reserves the right to change his mind about ending the franchise. That's not a no, that's a maybe. And in television, maybe is where hope lives. Today's TV thrives on nostalgia. Fans crave returns to worlds they once loved. And few worlds are as beloved as Downton Abbey. Across 6 seasons, 5 specials, and 3 movies, this story has proven it can stand the test of time. What would a Season 7 truly look like? Picture this, a new era of Downton Abbey, one built on legacy, change, and resilience. Mary finding her strength in a society that questions her place. Edith carving out a future that proves women can rise beyond the roles they were born into. Daisy and Anna redefining class and loyalty in a shifting world. It wouldn't just be about carrying the torch. It would be about transforming what Downton Abbey means in a modern age. Maybe. That's why the finale felt both final and unfinished. Because it wasn't just a goodbye. It was a blueprint. It reminded us of everything we adored while quietly planting seeds for what might come next. Even if Season 7 never happens, fans will always hold that finale close, a perfect bow on years of love, loss, and legacy. But if it does happen, if one day those doors open again, we'll all look back at this so-called ending and realize it was never really the end. It was the bridge to something new. The Downton Abbey finale gave us closure, but not the kind that locks you out. It left us standing at the gates, hearts full, waiting for a knock that might still come. Because in the world of Downton Abbey, endings aren't goodbyes. They're invitations to hope. And maybe, just maybe, the next chapter is closer than we think.